Hey guys, it's the Chad, your C10 truck nerd. A while back I made a video on my top 10 ways to keep your trailers from being stolen. A lot of my tips were adding different types of locks to your trucks and trailers to make them more secure. Well, that video got a lot of attention and I had thousands upon thousands of comments of which locks people liked and which ones they thought were junk. Well, since that video I've continued to test and research all different types of locks to see which one I liked the most. Now there was one company out there that really caught my eye and they were called Bolt. Now they make strong, reliable locks, but they've got to have the most convenient locking system I've ever seen or used. But you don't have to take my word for it. Bolt's so confident in their products that they've been gracious enough to let some of our viewers test out some of their locks for free. So make sure you stick around to the end of this video so you can find out how you can get one of these sweet locks sent right to your front door. Now, some of my favorite ways to keep your trailer safe is to park them indoors if you have that luxury. If not, you can take off some wheels and tires or add multiple locks. And I think adding locks to your trailer has to be the best visual deterrent out there to keep those thieves away. Remember, your trailer doesn't have to be the most secure out there. It's just got to be more secure than your neighbors, you know, trying to make it that harder target. Now, there's lots of guys out there that complain that they don't want to put all these locks on and keep track of all the keys, and I get it. It's a real pain. The problem is when we become complacent and don't put all these locks on, that's when it's going to get stolen. And that's where Bolt is the real game changer, if you ask me. They use what's called one-key technology, meaning you only need one key to program as many locks as you want. And that key is your ignition key. It's pretty cool. Well, if you're not familiar with the company, Bolt is an acronym that stands for Breakthrough One-Key Lock Technology. Now, these locks are made by Strategic Security Corporation, which is one of the world's largest producers of automotive locks and keys. Now, they claim that their locks are one of the most corrosion resistant out on the market, which I would believe because millions upon millions of locks are put into automobiles each and every year. The majority of those sit out in elements and they don't have any problems. Now, Bolt also claims that their locks are nearly impossible to bump or pick due to their double ball bearing locking mechanisms and the side plate tumblers. And I know, before you guys burn me down in the comments, the lockpicking lawyer can break into about anything. And you're right, that dude's a stud, but luckily he's one of the good guys and there's not that many bad guys out there that have his type of skill set, so yay. Now, the way these locks are sold is by vehicle manufacturers such as Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Nissan, Toyota, and Bolt's really stepped up the game in the Jeep market as well. So some cool features that Bolt has to offer with their locks is they're all made out of stainless steel. They have this rubberized coating or jacket on them. Some have a weather resistant cap, but all of their locks have a stainless steel shutter that keeps out debris such as rain, snow, ice, mud, whatever it may be. Now, if you compare a Bolt lock to one of the leading competitors, you can see how beefy a Bolt lock is compared to some of these China junk cylinders out there because these are automotive. But I think the best thing that Bolt has going for them is how convenient it is to program one of their locks. You don't need any special tools. You don't need to be a locksmith. You just need a few seconds of your time and you can program as many of their locks to just one key, your vehicle key. Now, I'd say the hardest problem you're going to run into programming a Bolt lock is getting the lock out of the plastic container it comes in. First thing you want to do is just go through and get you a pair of scissors or a knife. Don't lop a finger off and pull the lock out of the case. Now we want to follow the instructions. So the instructions first say tear off the sticker and the lock seal. Then we want to grab our vehicle key, insert it fully into the lock. Now we're going to turn it clockwise until it stops. And then the lock will open. Now this Bolt lock is now programmed. It is that easy. Now what's happening is inside of this lock there is a series of special bars that are permanently going to program the spring-loaded tumblers to match the cuts and grooves of my vehicle key. Once I have this lock programmed, it is permanent. You cannot reprogram or rekey a Bolt lock. So currently when I tow a trailer, I'm going to utilize a receiver lock, a hitch pin lock, and 2 padlocks securing my safety chains to the actual receiver. Then when I unhook, I'm still going to use those same two padlocks to secure my safety chains to each other. That way somebody can't drag off my trailer. I'll utilize one of Bolt's coupler locks and a cable lock. The cable lock I run through one of the wheels and around the axle. And if you have any other equipment on the trailer itself, you can secure it to the side rail of the trailer. Now, if I'm using the car trailer, I'll use a couple more padlocks. One for the toolbox up front, or you can buy one of Bolt's universal toolbox handle locks, and then another one for the side door for the ramps of the trailer. Nothing's worse when somebody steals your ramps. I'd say 9 out of 10 times if you put a few of these locks on your truck or trailer, that would-be criminal is just going to keep moving to the next easier target. Well, currently Bolt offers over 15 different styles of locks out there. They have locks from receiver, hitch pin, padlocks, cable locks. Now with Jeeps, they got hood latch locks, tow hooks, spare tires. I mean, the list just kind of goes on and on. Now, another thing I would do if you buy Bolt locks is be sure to register them, just in case you have warranty issues. You have proof that you did buy it. You can go out to an authorized dealer or reach out to Bolt Direct and get it taken care of. Now, as much as I like Bolt locks, I have heard some complaints, and I think we need to address them. First off being that a lot of new vehicles don't have ignition keys, and that's really not a big deal to me. If you do have a push-to-start vehicle, then you've got a key fob, and inside of that key fob, you'll have an emergency key. Just in case the battery would die, you can still get back inside of it, and I really prefer these better because in Kansas, it's really hot, it's really cold, we get blizzards, we get tornadoes, it's just everything. So let's say it's sub-zero out and I need to hook up the trailer. Now I'm gonna have to shut my pickup off for the ignition key to unlock all of my locks, and the truck's gonna get cold. Whereas if I have a push to start, I can program everything to this emergency key, leave the truck running, unhook everything, and away we go, and I get back in and it's still warm, so it's kind of a benefit. The second thing that I've heard is that Bolt locks are not reprogrammable, which is true. You know, if you do go get a different vehicle, your new keys aren't going to be able to reprogram it, but no big deal. You can either keep one of your old vehicle keys, or you can reach out to Bolt because they have what they call a customer loyalty program where they're going to try to help out people that come back and buy their locks again. So you have to keep proof of purchase, or you need to have registered those locks in the past. Once you reach out to Bolt, they can give you a discount coupon. I didn't know what it was for. I couldn't find it on the website, so I just reached out to them and they said it's $10 off a lock. So if you spend 30 bucks on a receiver lock, you're gonna get it for 20. So it's really kind of a good deal if you ask me. Now here's a big question. Where would one go to pick up one of these Bolt locks? And I'd say the easiest is just to shoot over to Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description below of all the locks that Bolt has to offer. That way you just type in your vehicle make and away you go. If not, you can go to boltlock.com and find a list of all the authorized dealers all over the United States, and you can try to pick one up in person. Now I want to be clear, Bolt is not paying me to make this video. They did send me a few locks to test, which I was really impressed with. Now Bolt locks, they're not the most expensive on the market, but they're also not the cheapest. But I gotta say, they have to have the most convenient locking system that I've ever used before. But I want to know from you guys, have you used Bolt in the past? Did you have any problems? Well, type it down the old clickety-clack, that way we can all learn. Bolt locks are not going to prevent your trucks or trailers from being stolen, but it is going to make them that harder target. We always need to continue to utilize multiple layers of protection, such as removing wheels and tires, or backing it into a stall where you can park another vehicle in front of it, or just utilizing some other homemade devices. I know there's a lot of guys out there who are going to say, well, cordless grinders can get through anything, and unfortunately, power tools are not the friend of the trailer owner, but these Bolt locks are no slouch. If you don't believe me, check out one of their videos called Break the Lock, where they show you how hard it actually is. So earlier in the video, I told you guys that Bolt was gracious enough to go through and let some of our subscribers test out a few of their locks for free. Now the way this is going to work, you have to subscribe, and then every 30 days after I post this video, I'm randomly going to draw a name from folks that leave a comment down below. I need a comment, that way I know how to track you guys down. We'll continue that until we give away 4 locks. Now at that point, I'm just going to be getting you in touch with Bolt. That way you can tell them what type of vehicle you have and what type of lock you want sent to your front door. I want to be clear, YouTube is not sponsoring this video. They have nothing to do with the giveaway. It's between you and Bolt Lock. Now there will be some restrictions, such as you got to be 18 and live in the US, but I'll put all the fine details down below. Well, if you guys haven't, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't seen my other trailer safety videos, you should check them out. They're not too shabby. Well, I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.